no GMOs because you ain't growing with shit, bitch.
Buddy, I got measured the other day. I don't care what you say.
Sanders told me, and I'm still taking you to the
Go ahead.
doctor.
What did he say? Did he not tell you?
He said there's no way you're skinny 5'10". There's no way you're borderline 5'10". You're borderline 5'10".
Anyway,
that's really nice. Call one of our sponsors a drunk.
He's a great guy. He had a couple of things.
Okay, fair enough. So, but going back, we had this person like one of our posts, and it was weird. It was like a dog name. So it was like, go look, and it's literally a dog that has an Instagram account that has 250,000 followers. Wow. How pathetic are me and you?
We are.
Yeah, like a dog is beating us. Like a canine actually has a social media manager. I had to make a hoop in the basket last week to get $20 for a sponsorship.
So what I'm thinking, if you are picking up what I'm thinking right now, we invite this dog onto the podcast, and he makes our picks.
At 250,000 followers, the dog must know sports.
Yeah.
I say bring that bitch in.
I think so. Bring that bitch in is right. Bring that bitch in.
Bring that bitch in.
Bring that bitch in. And that is the way we're starting this week's podcast. I'm loving it. Dimitri, good to see you. What's up, buddy? How was the weekend?
The weekend was actually, you know what? It was pretty good. I had a really good weekend. Saturday, I really didn't do much, to tell you the truth, and it was nice. You know, like it was really cold and it snowed, and I just got some stuff done around the house, and I was able to actually get the UFC fight.
Oh, sweet!
I got the pay-per-view there.
So did I.
And also at the same time there was a boxing fight.
There was
going on as well. So I got to watch all that.
So you were in heaven because this is like your realm. This is your world.
It was wicked. I actually took out all the underwear, like the most holes that I had in my underwear, on my couch. That's how I watched it. Just a man's world.
The wife must just love that, eh?
Well, you know, I don't know. Does her opinion count now? Like, she's looking after the kid. Like,
she listens to us,
just
right?
so bad. Right? We just lost like 30 followers. Like, our 37 women followers are like, you're done.
You're done. You're finished. You loser. Well, you know what? Let's talk a little bit about the fight. But right before that, I just wanted to touch on, because we do talk sports here, World Series ended last week.
Yep.
World Series, the Houston Astros end up winning the World Series. Big win for the city of Houston. I guess the state of Texas, they never won a baseball championship in their life.
Yep.
And with the amount of baseball they play down there, it was quite surprising actually when I found that out. But I have to admit, I watched it, all excited about Game 7. Crap. Absolute, like, talk about what have you done for me lately. First 6 games, unreal. You close your you fall asleep, or you go to the kitchen for a second, you come back, and all of a sudden, you know, you've missed 3 runs coming in, and they made it so excited. Here comes Game 7. Yeah. Everyone and their dog is talking about how exciting this is going to be, and a dud.
It was kind of a dud. The games were so good. Yeah. The back and forth. It was okay. Well, the Dodgers won. They tied the series. They're in. You know what? It's over in 6. The Dodgers are coming back doing it. But no, they forced the Game 7.
It's their own fault. They were showing the world how good they were. It's like giving them all too much, right? You give it all up front, and then at the end.
I was never worried at one point after Houston took the lead that LA would come back from that game.
I wanted a center fielder. I was so hoping that the center fielder for Houston or LA was going to come out and pitch. Like, I was getting excited.
You know who they should have at center field?
Who's that?
Is Pedro Serrano from Major League.
Oh.
Now, if they had him and Joe Boo.
Oh, JoeOo would have been amazing.
Yeah, they were missing Joe Boo.
Or Willie Mays Hayes.
Say hey. Don't you ever catch the ball like that again. Is that not one of the greatest sports movies?
I know last week I brought up Moneyball just to try to get into the whole salary talk, but Major League is the greatest, maybe dare I say, sports movie of all time.
You turn your back on me now. I say, fuck you, Joe Boo. I mean, it's just filled with great lines.
I love it. Oh, it's so good. And let's talk for a quick second there.
Sure.
So they're going into the playoff game at the very end, and they throw out does anyone else notice that the pitcher they threw out there was like 80 years old? Like, the guy's 80. Like, they had that was their ace? That's who they threw onto the mound to try to win against the big bad Yankees?
Yeah, like, leave Vaughn. Don't worry about Vaughn.
Don't worry about Vaughn.
Like, leave the heater and Vaughn in the bullpen and bring up, I think he was a priest.
Buddy, I don't know. Like, all I keep thinking about is, and if you happen to watch that last scene, right before the manager comes up to take him out. If you watch his pitching motion, it looks like he's throwing a 50-pound bag of something across like. I don't know how that dude, like, that's acting. That gentleman deserves an Emmy, an Oscar for his performance as a pitcher at 80 years old, whipping the ball across the thing.
Wasn't that the guy? Yeah, he was the Christian. Right?
That's right. Yeah.
And him and Pedro Serrano were going back and forth. And, my favorite line from that movie is when he goes and he goes, I think maybe you should reconsider and take Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior.
Yeah.
And he goes, Jesus. He goes, I like Jesus, but he do nothing for the curveball. I must pray to Jobu. And then the guy turns around and goes, are you telling me Jesus Christ can't hit a curveball?
That's amazing. That's exactly the scene I was thinking about right now. That's amazing. Well, you know what? I don't know. Could Jesus hit a curveball? Do you think?
Of course Jesus hits a curveball. He's throwing curveballs at life.
What about the heater? Can he touch the heater?
Ricky Vaughn's heater?
Sure.
That's tough.
I agree.
That's debatable.
It's debatable.
Yeah. I don't know about that because...
I don't know. The curve is... I'm not saying Jesus needs to practice. Look at Tim Tebow. It took him a while to.
And he's arguably one of the greatest two-way athletes of our
time. And he's
time.
arguably the second coming. So, I mean, in all honesty, it's not like I'm that far off.
Do you think, Tim Tebow had sex yet?
Honestly, no, I don't think so.
Probably not, hey?
I'll bet you he's just a dirty guy, too, eh?
For sure
He's full of dirt.
That guy, I bet you he made his own sex move called the Tebow. That's where you do one move and then try to do another and keep failing at moves.
But he's always kneeling, so the girl's probably like all confused, like, what are you doing?
And then you end up in the CFL.
He never played in the CFL.
No, I think he was thinking of making it, but he probably looked at the talent
That'd be great.
roster.
Well, you know,
mind.
if you wanted to spread the word, he should have came to the CFL. You know what I mean? I think that's what.
That's a tough sell.
Yeah, well, I don't know. So, okay, you watch let's get into the UFC talk because I want to talk a little bit about it. This is your world. So I have to admit, this is what happened. Friday or Saturday night, same thing. Cold out. I'm like, you know what, hun? Let's stay in and watch it. Props to my girl, though. We pull it up, and she picked all 3 winners for the championship, and she did it in convincing fashion.
The only winner she couldn't pick was her boyfriend.
Absolutely.
That's where she gets wrong, right?
No, she went 4 for 4. What are you talking about? She kept saying to me, why don't you take off your shirt and show me like if you can look like those guys? And I'm like, honey, under the hair, because I'm a very hairy person. Under the hair, I look exactly like these gentlemen. Exactly the same.
Fair enough. You know what? I can see that. You're looking good.
Thank you so much.
You dropped some weight. I give credit where credit's due.
I appreciate that. Now, tell me, was there any surprises? What did you like about the fight, not like about it? Did it live up to expectations?
Well, yeah, the fight card was excellent. I was thoroughly entertained. I didn't really catch the prelims by the time that I got in. It was at the actual start of the pay-per-view. Excellent fights. A lot of big names. If you follow the UFC, obviously they were all real contenders, but the storylines were people with a lot of real heat coming in. So it was just some really good alignment for the fights going. Then you had the title change every single fight.
Yeah, man.
You said the big 3 for 3. Like we'll talk the
Crazy.
title fights. That was incredible. Was I surprised at the outcome? I think the only one that I was really surprised at was maybe the fight, the female fight, that Joanna and Rose there. I think maybe that actually did surprise me, the way in which she won, how quick and how effective. And I guess we got to bring it up here because and I...
Please tell the world.
I'm a man of my word. You and I had a bet that we put on Facebook. And we left it up to our listeners and that follow us on social media to give us ideas what the bet would be. You took St. Pierre.
Sure did.
I took Bisping.
Like an idiot.
And oddly enough, my wife's vote was the one that made it.
That's very true.
That said that the loser would have to call the other guy by the title of, I forget, what was the title?
Lord Mitch. So this whole entire podcast, he has to call me Lord Mitch the whole time. Every time.
Yeah, I do.
You must call me Lord Mitch. And I'd like the British...
yes, Lord Mitch.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And you're a man of your word. Thank you for bringing that up. I was going to bring it up anyways, obviously.
Yeah, obviously. But I was getting into it and I figured, you know what? I don't want to mess up and just call you, and forgive me for just saying on this episode, Mitch. So... Right. Lord Mitch going back to
Right.
so fucking tough.
Yeah, I mean,
man. This is
right now I want the Harley Race music or the King. Da, da, na, na.
That was Mr. Perfect.
Oh, is it? Okay, I want his music too. Can we do a mix of that?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, Lord Mitch, we can. Oh, that hurts.
Well, let me tell you real quick what
Yeah.
I thought. So, I've never been the biggest guy in the UFC, but I have to admit, all three fights were unreal. The two ladies fighting was unreal, but I was more surprised about that fight only because talk about judging a book by its cover. Watching the pregame or they were kind of showing interludes of their waiting and the Polish girl. I'm sorry, I can't remember her.
Joanna.
Yeah. She's like just in the other girl's face, and she was scaring me. And even Joe Rogan, who was at the weigh-in, says during the commentary, he's like, "I've never been more frightened." This girl,
she's intimidating.
she's like, "The Boogie's lady's coming to get you." And the other girl is, her name Rose.
Yeah.
She's reciting the Lord's Prayer. And so you couldn't have two different personalities.
Right.
The fight starts. I go to my girl. I go, "This other girl is going to kill her." Yeah. She goes, "No way. Rose is going to murder her. Watch." And I don't know why, but within the minute the bell rang and the two girls went, because she didn't, it was right at that moment I realized my girl was right, because the girl didn't attack her or jump on her like you kind of thought she would, or the way she kind of pursued, like, you would assume that she was going to. And within a second, I knew she was going to lose. And then to watch the other person beat her up so bad, like taking the punches, and she taps out.
Tapping on punches.
I've never seen anything like it.
I've never seen that before.
And that was just mesmerizing. And it seemed like Rose was high the whole time. Like they got a drug test.
Her eyes are half open.
Dude, I thought she was sleeping. That's
she was saying
reason.
the Lord prayer because she was like, "Oh my God, they're gonna test me, like for sure."
That's exactly what I thought was gonna happen.
That was an insane knockout.
Yeah.
But the reason that those knockouts happen, Mitch, is because I was just so surprised. So this Joanna and her like Jurdenecker, I don't know, her last name looks like someone mashed the keyboard together. I'm sorry, Polish fans, but let's be honest. Look,
it's hard to pronounce.
Look, we're Greeks. We have Snapalopicus Adopoulos. Okay,
true.
we got something to make fun of.
But we
too.
should know better. We really should.
Yeah, we should. Yeah.
We apologize.
Yeah, kind of. No, we do.
No, we don't. No, we don't.
Yeah.
We want to start controversy. No, we don't apologize for anything we say.
Yeah. That's right.
We're not saying sorry to anybody.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the GSP fight real quick. Oh, sorry.
I want to say, like, her chin was exposed, and when that left hook came over, I don't know, that Joanna was she put her hand down, almost to catch her, like up here on the bicep, shoulder, or to put it away, and she could have avoided that knockout.
Well, she caught it. Her chin caught the other girl's fist.
She decided to use the chin
instead, and got knocked out.
Before we get to the GSP fight,
sure.
Let's outline the highlight.
I actually think I know what you're talking about.
Did you see the first fight with that Carlos guy coming out, that Brazilian
dude
specimen?
I didn't want to bring it up, but since you did, what's going on there? This guy is the poster guy for any sport. Forget the UFC. The UFC should rent this guy out to other sports.
He might be the most beautiful man ever constructed. I'm not kidding.
I think Tom Brady is literally worried that Giselle is going to go back to Brazil and go with this guy.
I don't even know if Giselle's in his league.
You might be right.
Okay, first of all, the guy. He knows enough English with an accent to sound sexy. Does he have 10 abs?
I think he had a 10-pack. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
Oh my God! And the guy, and then you're like, this is a beautiful man. Nice hair, didn't move. But I'm telling you, they need to test this guy for performance enhancing drugs.
It's crazy.
Dude, he had a perfect body. And who was he going against? Hendricks?
Yeah, but it looked like he was fighting one of those guys from Lord of the Rings. Like the little guys.
It looked like the caddy from Happy Gilmore stepped in.
Poor Hendricks. Yeah. I feel bad. He tried, though. I got to give the guy some credit. He put up somewhat of a decent fight against an Adonis, a pure Adonis.
Yes, an Adonis. That's what this guy... I got a man crush. It is what it is.
Well done, UFC. Way to go. Way to get two heterosexual men to think about our sexuality. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
I look at that guy and I'm just, he comes on the scene, I'm like, wow. Let's go, Carlos.
So we'll talk, lastly, let's get onto it real quick. Yeah. The GSP fight. Everyone, 4 years out, GSP comes out of nowhere. Obviously, the guy bulked up. You could kind of tell that. He only does upper body. He did not work on his legs at all. So he looks like every guy when I go to the gym looks like that guy. He doesn't, just from the waist up, he had gained muscle. I have to admit, I thought this guy was going to ground and pound. I thought he was going to grab him and dry hump the shit out of Bisbin. And when he did throw him to the ground, he just couldn't hold him down. So what that shows me is he truly did go up in weight, like everyone says, which was obvious. However, I don't think he should stay in that weight class. I don't know much about this. And last thing I want to say, and then say everything you want to say. Thank you so much. Oh, I feel so good when I hear that. He, for anybody that's kind of against having referees in the ring and they think they stop things a little too quickly, Bisbin should be giving half his paycheck to the referee on this one. I don't know if I want to give him praise for not tapping out or stupidity for not tapping out, but the referee let it go just slightly too much. The guy was knocked out. Like, literally, no referee, and that guy's dead.
He's a tough son of a bitch.
Pierre had it in, that rear naked choke, right? And he would still be holding it if there wasn't a referee. He'd be dead.
If this was the Kumite, he'd die.
If he was the Kumite, he'd be dead.
Yeah.
And I think the rules of the Kumite are to die, right?
It's basically Mortal Kombat.
So St. Pierre would have, not only did he win the UFC 205, was it?
No, this one was 217.
217,
yeah,
pardon me.
sorry, yeah.
So he won 217 and he would have won the Kumite.
Yeah. I think St. Pierre would win the Kumite. Yeah, absolutely. Does St. Pierre beat Frank Dukes?
Ooh.
Like, put up your Dukes?
I don't know. I don't think so.
St. Pierre versus Frank Dukes. That's a matchup.
St. Pierre looked like he was getting tired. If it went another round and a half,
I got to be honest. I actually didn't think he performed that well.
Neither did I.
At all. Like,
I feel bad saying that.
No, I mean, but it's the truth. He should not stay in that weight class. There's no question about it. He gassed out in the second round.
Yeah, for sure.
Bisping was getting comfortable, landing the shots to the point where St. Pierre was gassed.
He cut him open pretty good.
He cut him open good when he was on the ground with the elbows. But St. Pierre was having a hard time slipping punches. He was getting caught. And Bisping was going over the attack. And he caught him with, again, another left hook where in boxing, that shot rarely happens like that because nobody drops their arm like that. Nobody does it. So St. Pierre didn't look, didn't really look good to me at all. Okay, and I just think that he has a limited amount of people that he can fight in that division. People that need to be around his weight, and I know that it is a weight class division, but we talked about this before, and just to explain something. We noticed it outside of the Dillashaw Garbrandt fight.
Yeah.
Everyone else, there was like a mismatch in weight. The beautiful Adonis Carlos got
so crazy.
Wow. But
sorry about
that. Yeah, where are we? But him against Hendricks, mismatch. All these mismatches.
Oh, I thought you said
I know. No, I would use the word Lord.
Okay,
I know.
thank you.
I know.
For a second,
yes, Lord Mitch, I got it.
That's better.
The problem is in the UFC, unlike boxing, there's not enough people in the pool of fighters to be able to spread the divisions out. So, for example, in boxing, from the divisions that go up, there's the 160, 168, 175, 178, 185, so on and so forth. Okay, so there's basically the rule of thumb is it's every 7 pounds is a weight class for the most part. In the UFC, it's a 15-pound variance. But also for people to understand in fighting, what the weight classes are what you weigh the day of the weigh-in. So you can rehydrate and be much, much bigger. When we go back to Floyd Mayweather, Conor McGregor, Floyd Mayweather walks around at 150. He doesn't really need to. When he's got to cut 2 pounds, big deal. But McGregor comes into that fight weighing in at the 154 mark and then all of a sudden at 175. So it's really... it's a really dangerous thing. And St. Pierre, maybe he can fight at 185, but against a true light 185 pounder. They want to put him against that Whitaker guy, but I'm telling you, like Yoel Romero and some of those other big cats in that division, he's toast.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, the guy...
he didn't look comfortable.
No, and what St. Pierre, if he's smart, they should implement catch weights.
Yeah.
If he's smart, he'd say, you know what, let's fight at 178.
Sure.
Make a guy come down
from
the big one to be the advantage, so...
Now, the one thing that I was impressed, like after the fight, everyone's talking. The GOAT, the greatest of all time. Right. Him, Silva. They're putting all these guys in the same division and stuff. The one thing I'm going to give a lot of credit to when it comes to St. Pierre, and where I want to take this talk is to the discussion we're going to have this week, is how the if you're clutch, if you're the great, like if you're a killer, basically, right? Like I use the word killer, but not so much in that real connotation. Yeah. Not the Ray Caruths of the world or the AOJs apparently. But what I want to talk about is so here's St. Pierre. He's fighting at a higher level. Found a way to win, and he stood the whole time. Where I thought he was going to take the guy to the ground, he said, "Well, he tried to, and he just couldn't keep him."
I think he knew when to pick his spots because he had a hard time.
But what I'm saying is, he figured out a way to win, and that's what I'm getting at, and where I want to take this discussion into the clutch, into the guy that you give the ball to, the guy that, like St. Pierre, finds a way. Who do you consider? Like here, let me go backwards a little bit. We were talking a little bit about baseball, and I said for 6 straight games, you couldn't turn your eyes away from the game because there wasn't somebody that was shutting the game down, like a Mariano Rivera back in the day or a couple years ago. You knew this guy was coming into the 9th. You're up by 1 run or 2, and he's throwing 1 pitch. Everybody knows he's throwing his cutter. Everybody knows he's on the mound, and he's still dominated. He's still destroyed. St. Pierre had to move up in a weight class, figured out a way, 4 years away from it, wins. Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant. What I'm not seeing in this day and age is I'm not seeing those guys anymore. Those guys are gone, Dimitri. I am so disappointed to some degree with sports right now because where is that dominant force? Where is it? And where are they?
That's a very good point. I attribute it to, in my opinion, to 2 factors. The one factor is because of the way it's more of a business. It's not organizations exploiting players. It's more of a business. Everyone's got an agent. Everyone's looking after their own. That's right. And you know they're looking at it like a real workplace. Right. I'm not going to try as hard during the regular season. Whether that's true or not, but at least it's a perception. The game changes a little, like we talked about in NHL. They don't do block shots as much, or they don't hit as much. But when it comes playoffs, they rarely fight, and they're throwing it on the line. So I think that's number one. And I also think the other thing is I think, especially in team sports, because all that you've named are in team sports, I think the game itself has evolved to the point where you need the full capacity of the team in order to win because on the average, the talent pool is much better than it was in previous years.
Okay, I'll give you that.
So I'm not going to sit here and say, okay, Michael Jordan is not as good as the top stars in the NBA today. I think these guys are special superstars. Right. But I do believe that as a league as a whole, the average player is much better.
I like your point. I never thought of it that way. That makes a lot of sense. But I got to be honest, I just don't see that ruthless killer. I use the word killer. Right. I don't see that ruthlessness. The couple of guys that come to mind. Sure. Russell Westbrook out of Oklahoma City. I think he's got that killer instinct in him.
Chip on his shoulder.
Yeah. And maybe not so much this year because now he's got a little bit backup. But last year, that dude had it going on. Hockey's a harder one to do, but Bobby Orr is a guy that I think of that, I feel like because he was ahead of his era, and maybe to your point,
he was
because he was ahead of his game. Even Gretzky, dare I say, I don't know if I would call Gretzky a killer because he had such an amazing array of players around him. But he took advantage of it. So I will consider him a killer because he didn't let that control who he was.
He's in that greatest of all, obviously, right? He's the greatest of all time. He's in that one. But in terms of a killer, taking the entire team on the back and saying, yeah, we're doing this. Yeah, you're right. I don't know if Bobby Orr was that type of guy. He's like, you know what? We're behind. I'm taking it from the back of the net.
How about last year's Super Bowl? Mr. Tom Brady. Mr. Tom Brady, man. Down 28-3. Here's a guy just get me the ball. Just get me the ball and
Lord
I'll win.
Mitch, you're right.
Thank you. Thank you so much. No, I got to be honest. I think one of the main reasons, and I'm definitely saying this, is how these guys came into sports. I think that salaries, going back to last week's talk, is playing a major role in it because these guys aren't trying as hard. They're not looking for that huge payout because they know they're going to still get their 40, 50, 60 million, whatever it is this week. And the second thing is I think the way they were raised, I think it's starting to change a little bit, but I hate to say it, a lot of these guys were given awards just for showing up to an event where Michael Jordan didn't get an award for showing up. Here's a guy that got cut from his grade 10 team, and he said, you know what? boom, I'm gonna make it to my high school team. I'm gonna win the NCAA tournament. I'm gonna win 6 championships in a row. Then I'm gonna go play baseball. I'm gonna come back again, and I'm gonna dominate again. Give me a year. Like what happened to that personality? What happened? I don't see it anywhere. I really don't.
Maybe maybe the athletes that are coming in aren't as, I mean, dare I say, underprivileged maybe as they once were, or different motives. Maybe a lot of them are coming in under different pretenses. I do still think it's the business of sports has evolved, that it is seen as a workplace. It is seen as a you got to have longevity in the sport. But okay, who do you consider your greatest killer of all time? We'll call him killer, clutch player.
Yeah, sure. The greatest of all time. I mean, in all honesty, I'll give you. Let's add to that question.
Team. Let's go team.
Let's go team. Let's go individual. Let's say of all time, and let's say, and one fourth one. We'll do them quickly. Who today? Who's got that killer instinct
right
today in any sport?
Okay.
Of all time, let's go. Of team, are you talking about of all time when you're asking me this question? Are you saying team?
Yeah, I'll give you.
Okay,
all time.
team.
Sure.
I gotta go. You know what? I'm gonna go with Kobe Bryant, and I'm gonna tell you why. Now, for anyone that knows me, I'm not the biggest Kobe guy, but any guy that gets allegedly,
are you a Kobe beef guy?
I'm a Kobe. You know what I like about him? I can't help but give the guy a lot of respect. Where a couple years ago he was in the playoffs, and you got Chris Rock and another comedian there sitting next to him. They were trying to get him to joke around, laugh, and the dude was just zoned into whatever he was doing. He would not listen to them. And the camera was right there, and he didn't care. He probably didn't even know they were there, to be quite the way it was looking. So I'll say Kobe, but the other reason I'll say Kobe is because here's a guy that almost got he was accused of rape and he got out of it. So I think if you can do it on the court, you can do it out of the court. The way I look at it, you got my vote as the guy that is a killer instinct.
Whoa.
This guy is willing to take it to all lengths. I mean, this guy was allegedly accused of it and he jerked it out.
You put Kobe Bryant over Michael Jordan when you're talking basketball?
Will tell you that,
I'm a little interested because
and
a lot
I'll tell
of
you
people,
why, because Kobe. And it's hard for me to say because I love Michael. But
Sure.
I'll say Kobe because Kobe had a little bit of a better entourage. He had Shaq with him, right? But he still dominated. Where, granted, Scottie Pippen's an amazing player and Jordan had him.
Yeah.
He didn't, Scottie just didn't take over like a Shaquille could. So I felt like Kobe really had to be a little bit better. And he was playing in a generation where there's a slightly better talent pool. So I'm going to go with Kobe simply on the fact that he's better that way. Individual sport, who's the greatest? Who's the killer? I'll tell you right now, Serena Williams. This goddess destroyed everybody. Like, there wasn't anybody. And you know what? She just had a baby. I'm pretty sure she could come back and just kill everybody.
I think she played. Didn't she win a tournament pregnant?
Probably.
Was it?
Probably. I think her baby already can probably beat half the pool out there right now.
100%. 100%.
I'm 100% positive.
Look, man, she's a genetic freak for
she's crazy
for women's tennis.
But you
especially.
can tell. Like, granted, she's way bigger, Dimitri.
Yeah, but she's moves.
Also
she's talented and she's crushing people.
But you can tell she wanted to win. Yeah. You could tell. Did you see that episode or that scene where she ripped into the ball lady one time? Like, that's a person that's intense.
Like a McEnroe?
Like, destroys. And when she loses, she looks absolutely.
I like that though.
That's what I mean.
I love
that's
when
what
athletes
I'm talking
are losing
about.
and they
this is what I'm
don't
about,
like
man.
it. It's not like, oh, better luck next time. No better luck next time.
Yeah.
This is a fucking game.
Yeah.
It's go time.
Damn right.
And I want to be the best ever.
Absolutely.
I love it.
That's what I think. And so
I'll give, if you don't mind, I'll give you because I want to, and then we'll do the other two and back. For team sports, for me, I'd probably say maybe it was Michael Jordan for me. Sure. However, this last Super Bowl win, Tom Brady.
It's true.
I just can't stand it when anyone has anything bad to say about this guy. I mean, come on. How do you say anything bad about his accomplishments, but what he did and the manner in which he did it? I mean, my God, this guy literally it's go time. He's so calm in the pocket and he's intense. And what I love, he holds every single person accountable on his team. If the O-line messes up, be like, whoa, what the fuck are you doing on that play?
That's right.
If the guy drops the ball, be like, you drop another one, and we're talking about you leaving.
Yeah, you're traded.
You're traded.
How about the fact that they traded Garofalo last week and didn't have a backup technically for a couple hours? They were willing to go and field a team without a backup quarterback. That's how amazing this guy is.
Tom Brady.
I love Tom Brady.
Now,
and
for individual...
if I could stop one second.
Yes, Lord
Tom
Mitch.
Yes. Tom Brady, also the fact that he can take out this Carlos guy. You know, the fact that his wife is from the same country as this guy.
Let's not... No.
I'm just saying.
Let's not jump.
He's also got...
He's a
how
killer.
Is he win? Who is this guy?
Carlos. What is this guy, man? The body was too perfect.
Sorry, go ahead. Okay.
Sorry.
We just
Dear Carlos. For individual sports, I think the biggest killer of all time... I like your Serena Williams pick. That's a good pick.
Thanks.
For me, it's Michael Phelps.
Oh, that's a good one, too.
And I'll tell you why. Any time that he stepped up to compete, he never lost. Mm-hmm. He never lost. I mean, okay, the last Olympics here, obviously he didn't win every single...
No, but he's got the most amount of gold.
But he's got the most amount of gold medals. The guy breaking records. And I mean, again, this goes... Remember we talked World Cup? It's events that he has to compete in on the Olympic level every 4 years.
Yeah.
So that is that gives a lot of time for a lot of other people to make their mark. Sure. And you have to be... You know, you got to be on a good regimen for those 4 years, and then it's go time the moment, and you're racing. I was going to put Usain Bolt in there. Ooh, yeah. That's where the other one I was thinking, because the 100-meter dash, I mean, it's a fractional error, but Michael Phelps destroyed and killed and won everything. When he was there, there is no room for no other winners. Right. You guys figure out who's second, third, because... It's Phelps time.
It's Phelps time. Yeah.
So that's...
I'll give you... I like that one. That's a good pick. I like Phelps. But you know what? He's also against a lot of countries that think they're good in swimming, but they're landlocked. I mean, how are they going to really compete against the Americans when they're, spending so much money? Like, great pick. I like it.
Sure.
But Michael Phelps is also... He beat a shark. Like, that guy is not... I saw it on Shark Week.
Did you watch that? Yeah. It was during Shark Week, but they had to...
But it was like a digitally enhanced, which... That's why he doesn't win with me. If you can beat a computer. Right. That's you're not winning with me. You know what I mean? Okay. And you beat a mammal. Another mammal that's in the water all the time.
And a mammal, that's a highly intelligent species.
If it was a dolphin, I would have been more excited, because dolphins are chased away all the time, right? Right. Where if this thing was chasing Michael Phelps and he got away with it, I would totally say he's a...
So are you saying they should put Phelps in with the real shark?
I actually thought, and I think that's the way they kind of marketed it. They made the world think that that's what was going to happen. Yeah. That didn't happen.
I don't know about that. Yeah. They should put him against a real shark.
He still lost.
Let him panic a little.
Let him panic. I'll bet you he would have won that race. I was right behind him.
Absolutely.
But I'll give him some credit. I mean, bottom line, the guy can swim, so it's pretty good. Not bad. Not bad at all.
I love him. He's a killer. I really, really, really love that's a good question, Mitch. I really love it. Okay. Now you said team sport individual, and you said of all time.
Of all time, you know what? I might steal your pick, because as of right now, I'm not going to say until he retires. I love your Tom Brady pick, because the guy's just winning at all levels. But for right now, because he's retired, because he's done, I'm going with Joey Montana. When you can go 4-0 into the Super Bowl, and the guy's just calm, cool, collected, right? And he's dominant the way he was, man. I mean, he was beating teams he shouldn't have beaten, and he's not athletic. If anyone out there has never really seen him run around, if you think Tom Brady's slow, Tom Brady looks like Usain Bolt compared to
who wins in a race,
Montana.
Joe Montana or Peyton Manning?
I don't know, dude. That's pretty slow. Who wins in a race? Joe Montana, Peyton Manning, and a man in a walker. I don't know.
I'd say the man on the walker.
I think the man on the walker actually comes first, and then there's a dead tie between Peyton and Manning. And I think Peyton wins because he's slightly taller. His forehead goes over the finish line faster.
Lord Mitch, sorry. Yeah. I honestly, it almost looked as if the players were like, oh my God, Manning's running. Let's let him do 3 more yards.
They were laughing. It was like the Baywatch run. It's like everything, he's in slow motion, and everyone's just looking over going, what the fuck is going on here? Like, is he running in sand? No, it's turf. We're all running on the same thing.
It was almost like he had butt pads, implants installed. He's like,
just because you brought him up now, like, what's up with that guy's forehead, man? Like, he might have like millions and millions, and who am I to say anything? And he owns a pizza franchise, and he's worth billions now or whatever. But JC, man, he shave your head or get some implants to cover that forehead or something.
It's a big forehead.
It's enormous.
He probably started the bobblehead trend.
I don't think they had a choice. I think what happened was they were making a statue and they couldn't get enough clay to keep his head. They're like, the head keeps moving. We don't know what to do.
Yeah, there's too much head here.
And they're like, you know what?
We'll take it away, but I can. It's a proportionate model. I can.
So I think that's what happened. It's just that's how the bobblehead I think is created.
Oh my God!
I'll bet you if you could Wikipedia that, that's how it all started.
It's making sense.
Yeah.
Peyton Manning,
Yeah.
Papa John's, pizza, delivery driver.
Everyone's high.
Everyone's high.
That's the way it is. That's the way it is. How about Papa John's? Talk about being ungrateful little bastards.
More like Papa Wrongs.
How about
Who's
ungrateful
this
little
guy?
bastards? You guys put money into the NFL and then you make the NFL feel bad about you're blaming the NFL for your shitty pizza? Like, what is up with that? Hey, bud, it's cardboard. It's always been cardboard. Sorry that you finally figured it out.
Oh my God, man!
Could you imagine he goes to his pizza joints and he's like, hey, show me how you're making your pizza. And they just pull out cardboard and they're like, here you go. He's like, where's the dough? No, sir, this is how we make. This is how we...
Oh, did I order pepperoni? Well, that's what those 4 spots are.
But, you know, good on him, though. Bottom line, the guy was making billions and millions, and now he's mad at the NFL because he thinks that people kneeling are somehow hurting his sales. So... more power to him going against the NFL.
You're just reaching. I don't know about that.
More
You're
power
just
to
reaching.
him if you want to go one-on-one. Like, you got to be ballsy to go one-on-one with the NFL. You got to be ballsy. So I'll give him that.
You can't go. Well, hold on a sec. If you're Ezekiel Elliott, you can go one-on-one with the NFL.
Until this week.
No,
I think this is his final.
You think so? Hey,
I don't, because from you know what, I don't want to go into it, but from what I understood reading the media stuff, this is his last chance. And it looks like it's gonna probably go against him. So he should have just taken his lumps like a man, taken his 6 games earlier, and just get it over with. But I get it. He's got, you don't want to pursue. You don't want to make people think you're guilty when you're not guilty.
Yeah, you got to defend your.
You got to defend yourself.
Yeah, I'm with that.
Whatever the situation. I wasn't there. I don't know what happened. I know people think that we're always everywhere. I wasn't there. I don't know what happened. Like, I really don't know. And he wasn't charged by the police.
Yeah.
This is just the NFL trying to be proactive, going, we don't want to look bad again.
I still think it's a conspiracy because I drafted him in my fantasy pool.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's a legitimate conspiracy.
I think the commissioner of our league is
Oh,
in this.
buddy,
Oh.
you love him to death,
Yeah.
but at the same time, what a shady commissioner.
How about he kiboshes trades?
He kiboshes trades, and then he'll lie and be like, "Well, it was voted on." No, it
wasn't
wasn't.
voted
And
on.
I have no problem mentioning by name Jimmy Tsakalakis, okay, baby Jimmy, okay, who's now the bigger Jimmy, bigger than the older Jimmy. Even
He's
though
got nice hair though.
he does have good hair,
nice
right?
hair.
And he's a great.
But your
guy.
hair won't get you out of this mess, will it?
No, it won't. No, it won't at all. Talk about, don't you hate being in leagues where you have shitty commissioners who they get the commissioner
I'm in 2
job.
leagues. I'm in 2 leagues with apparently. It's a long. I don't want to get into it, but yeah.
I know. You know what? Actually, we just had a fantasy hockey league.
Yeah.
That pretty much just got disbanded because of commissioner troubles. It's a big.
It's
thing.
a big thing. I think
we're fighting. A lot of people are fighting.
I don't think it's a you and me problem. I think every league out there has a shitty commissioner.
Yeah, because the person wants to be a commissioner of the league, gets there, and then it goes, whether it goes to their head or they make a wrong. But you know what it is? Anytime you have because I assume your fantasy pools have money on the line.
Of course.
Yeah. So what are you doing? Are you smoking?
I'm pretending to smoke. Yeah.
You're smoking. Really?
I'm stressed out.
You're. Yeah, he couldn't find a pole to smoke on. That's why the pen was the closest thing.
Yeah, that's it. I'm sorry. What was my name again? I forgot. Because we're on to the next topic.
I'm sorry.
now.
I'm sorry, Lord Mitch.
And going on to the next topic, ladies and gentlemen, that's our great segue. Talking about fantasy football. Now we're going into the football talk.
Yeah.
So.
Are we out of time?
Don't you wish, my friend. Ladies and gentlemen, the score was 3-1 to 1. Then it became 3-2 to 1-1. And then there was another tie. And now Mitch has tied it up. What a win last week in the Pools Pick'em challenge that me and Dimitri do every week, destroying you 8-7. And I want to just send out a little thank you to my boy Vic and the Philadelphia Eagles. I normally don't take them. I took them this week, and we are overwhelmed with the win. We are now tied going into this week. Very exciting.
You're so lucky.
Oh,
You're
dude, you just
so
had a crap
lucky.
week, man. Just a crap week.
Dude, I'm having a terrible week. Not only that,
Yeah.
if everyone listened to last week, I rolled something out.
Yeah.
The-
even better. That's even better than me winning.
I
That's
can't
right.
even. Am I allowed? I can't even hype it up. I have to
How
say it
did
in
you-
monotone.
Yeah, say it in monotone.
Because it's gone. The bet was if the San Francisco 49ers
Right.
won,
Yeah.
I get to keep.
You get to
the
keep the-
Dimitri's underdog upset in the week.
Right.
They didn't, and it's out.
It's out.
And I'm a man of my word.
And I'm a man of mine that I kicked you out because of that. That's gone. It's
can't-
out.
I
It's
lost.
out.
I've tied you in pools.
Yep.
I've lost.
I tied June pools.
Or yeah, sorry, you tied me in pools. Like I guess
Yeah, yeah.
I lost the pick'em. I lose my catchphrase.
Right.
I don't think I had sex this week.
I doubt it.
It's a terrible day.
Horrible. And may I
Brutal.
ask, I got to ask, and then we'll get into the pools pick, and we'll talk a little bit about the NFL. Who won the poll question of the week?
This is where Lord Mitch,
Yeah.
I get a little bit of satisfaction.
I was so hoping I'd go for like the complete
And
correction.
now that's why I keep it a secret. I never tell you. And that's everyone listening out there. I keep the metrics a secret. And part of our show is we actually surprise each other with a lot of the bits that we spring up.
Sure.
And so the poll question was who sided with who after listening to our last episode.
Right.
Do you agree with Dimitri, myself, that the athletes don't make enough money? God bless them, all the power to. Or do you agree with Lord Mitch?
Right.
Where, maybe there should be somewhat of a cap or at least a restructure. 67% of the people voted in favor of yours
Wow.
truly. They're on my side.
All
And
the capitalists,
not only are they on my side,
Yeah.
because I handle most of the social media that goes out to this point.
Absolutely, yeah.
A lot of your friends, Lord
A lot of my
Mitch,
friends went against me.
a lot of your friends went against you.
You know
That's
what?
how much they respect you.
That's
That's you know
fine.
what I looked
That's
at
fine.
it? You're an idiot. You don't know what you're talking about.
You know what?
And you know what else I gathered?
Go ahead.
No,
No,
because you're
no,
going to
say it.
hammer me, but I'll tell you what. I realize that you're a jealous person. And when we strike our big deal, I want you to stick by your words and make the shit end of the stick.
Right.
While Dimitri rolls in the dough.
Absolutely.
And I'm taking Jeff and Zach with me too.
Oh, absolutely. They're coming with
They're
us.
going to be making more money than you.
Oh, you know what? I
'Cause
hope
you're
we all,
okay
buddy.
with market value. You're okay with market
You know
value.
what? I'm going to tell you this today, real quick, and then we're going into our NFL picks. Today, I heard Bryce Harper, baseball player. Next year, he becomes a free agent. They're already talking about giving him a 12-year guaranteed contract for $400 million. $33 million. He's not going to play for another 12 years, you
And
guys.
you're going to put a hex on
All I'm saying to you guys is that if you think somebody deserves to make $33.3 million for the next 12 years while he's sitting at home eating Doritos and you're doing the same, go ahead.
You know what I hope?
Enjoy
You know what I
your
hope?
67%.
I hope you meet Bryce Harper out in the bar.
I'll fight him
No,
now.
That guy will cry. Hey, look,
Buddy, how many times are we going to get our asses whooped by people?
I'll give you a buck, but that guy's going to fucking kill you.
Yeah,
but I
fire
hope
it
he
up.
sees you at a bar and you're like, oh my God, Bryce Harper, I'm a fan. And you're like, hey, can I buy you a drink? And I hope he turns around and says, you know what? Of course you can, because I don't make as much money as you do,
Fair enough.
Mr. Mitch.
You know what? Let him buy me a drink. Chances are this guy's not even going to buy me a drink. I don't even want to talk about it. I'm so upset right now. I can't believe I lost. I actually thought I had that in
You're
the
a
bag.
fucking cheater because
I thought I
seen
had
the
it.
votes initially.
I thought-
you had like it was so weird. It's like your girlfriend, your soon-to-be mother-in-law,
Right.
voted
Everybody.
for
I'm
you.
getting everyone in there.
It was then your sister,
Yeah.
and then there was Greek Concerts West, just a random.
Where does that come from?
Random company voted for you, and I'm like, you got to be kidding me. But I'll tell
those guys are capitalists.
I'll tell
I
you
don't
who
know what
voted
they're-
for me.
Who's that?
One of your best friends, Chris Soteropoulos,
I knew it.
because he knows it's
I
the
knew
truth.
it. I'm going to have a little chat with
And
him.
not only, you know who else voted for me? I'm going to give a shout out to one of our fans, John Mitsoulas. He was the first Podbean follower.
Johnny
He's been-
M. Johnny M.
He downloaded us in Costa Rica while he was there. John Mitsoulas, thank you very much.
3 fucking days. You couldn't give me that name. 3 days.
Charlie M. You made me put your head in the fucking vice for Charlie M.
Way to go, Johnny. Thank you.
Casino.
All right. Here we go. Now, real quick, I want to talk
Okay.
about the NFL, like 2 seconds, and we got to get into our picks because
ahead.
this week we're just rambling. We're just having a great time.
Excellent.
In fact, Jeff has got us on a leash today. He's like, you guys are out of here. I got to go home.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta get the hell out of here.
I think Jeff has been promised hand jobs tonight.
I think so.
Is it hand job night tonight?
Is it hand job night? So, buddy, what was with all the fights in the NFL this week? Like, you know what I think my theory is? They all watched the UFC the night before,
they must have.
I think I'm dead serious. That's what I think got them
Did you
all
see
riled
AJ
up.
Green was punching the guy's helmet? It's like AJ. And
I
he's
don't
like,
even.
oh man, it was so
Idiots.
funny. It was so funny.
But there was what are the
a lot of
chances
fights.
that many fights broke out?
It could
crazy.
be. There was a UFC and the boxing match as well.
Oh, right, right.
Deontay Wilder who smoked Stavern. But you're right. Maybe it was that fight.
I truly think that's
fights.
what it was. I mean, they already play a physical game. Throw in
Sure.
the just the excitement of watching all those championships change hands.
Punching a
last
guy's
week.
helmet, like
But no one said these guys are smart. They make a lot of money, and apparently they can make as much as you guys all think they can. So, with the series tied
I
at
hope
3
you
to 3,
never get a raise in your life.
Yeah.
And I just, oh man.
my raises are not 30 million. Anyways, whatever the case may be.
Let's go.
Let's do it. All right, this week we have, series is tied 3-3 and a couple of ties in there.
Yeah.
So we start with the Thursday night game, Seattle at Arizona.
Seattle at Arizona. I am going to go with. I'm going to go with Seattle on the road.
Seattle, Dimitri. I am also going with Seattle. I don't think Arizona can.
Now, just for the record, before you go to the next one, you guys obviously noticed I got to change my strategy. I'm done with the team names.
Yeah, I don't think it was working for you.
It wasn't working.
0-2.
0-2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
New Orleans at Buffalo.
New Orleans at Buffalo. Very well said. I like that. I'm going to go with. Man, Buffalo looked terrible against the Giants. Yeah, I'm going to go with the Saints actually on this. I think they got a little bit of momentum.
I'm gonna go with Buffalo at home. And you got.
It's a tough one. They could bounce back.
You know what? This is what there's got to be some. We got to differentiate ourselves. How are we going to win this?
Yeah,
We're
that's
always
true.
agreeing
We
on
can't have the
everything.
same picks. Yeah.
Green Bay at Chicago.
Green Bay at Chicago.
Yep.
I think this is a game that Green Bay can win.
You think so?
Yeah.
I hate to say this, but I'm gonna go with Chicago. You're going with Green Bay. I'm sorry, man. Brett does not have them. Brett does not have it.
You know what?
I thought he would learn more watching.
But there were bright spots in his game. There was a lot of good throws. The problem was the defense, man. My God, defense. The secondary was so bad.
You said it the best a couple of podcasts ago.
Usually
Aaron
I do.
Rodgers is masking a lot of our problems,
Yes, he is.
and the reality is, I'm a realist. Green Bay, as much as I love them, and I hope I lose this game.
Sure.
But at home, Chicago,
Not
coming off
gonna
the bye.
happen. Okay.
Cleveland at Detroit.
Cleveland at Detroit.
Yep.
I'm going to take Detroit.
Yeah. You know what? So am I. Cincinnati at Tennessee.
Cincinnati at Tennessee. I like the Titans at home.
Titans at home. I too, my friend, will take. Actually, you know what? I lied to you. I'm going to take Cincinnati. I don't know why. I have a feeling they're going to, after AJ Green smashed his hand, and hopefully he doesn't play this week, they're going to say, you know what? We don't need you, buddy. Get out of here. You and your little Hitler mustache.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Pittsburgh at Indianapolis.
Pittsburgh at Indianapolis. Now, maybe Dimitri's underdog upset of the week is gone. But don't think I didn't come prepared, Lord Mitch. Don't think I didn't come prepared.
All right.
And that's why I'm picking the Pittsburgh Steelers as Dimitri's money-making matchup.
You know what?
The last time I had someone laugh in my face was the first time I took my pants off in front of my wife. That was so degrading of a laugh.
You're getting it again. This is the worst part. I'm agreeing with you on this pick. This is the worst part. I really want to take Indy so bad, but I just can't do it.
The Dimitri's money-making matchup. I just got to work on the tone.
It's the same bet. Same bet. Indy wins. That
gone.
moniker is gone.
Gone. Done. I like
Gone.
it. I got a good feeling about
This
it.
one,
I like
I'm
this
not gonna
one.
lie to you. I like the alliteration there.
Yeah, that's what I went with.
New York Jets at Tampa Bay. Now, quick thing. I just want to throw this out there. I think it's time that the NFL referees take a little liberty and start throwing flags for all the really bad pep talks and all the really bad TD celebrations. Yes, people, I am sick and tired of the TD celebrations.
You know what? I like the fact that they're. I like how they're bringing up the TD celebrations, but you should lose like the extra point if it's deemed terrible.
Yeah.
They should have voters with like.
Yes.
With like.
No, the referee should just show his flag and say no. It wasn't good.
We didn't like it.
We didn't like it. 6
or
points.
nominate a fan. Yes or no. Be like, scrapped from the league.
Yep, done. Jersey at Tampa Bay.
Jersey at Tampa Bay.
Yeah, New York Jets.
Oh, yeah, Jersey. Yeah, Jersey. The Devils.
Jersey.
The Devils are playing? I am going to go with, God, I kind of want to ride the Jets on. Oh, yeah, I'm going to take the Jets. Yes.
So am I. Minnesota at Washington.
This is a weird game, but I like Washington at home. I think they'll have enough firepower.
I'm going with you. I'm never going to take the. I don't care what and what.
See, that's how I feel about the Bears.
Oh,
that's what you
I hate
disgust me.
Minnesota. Oh. LA Chargers at Jacksonville.
LA Chargers at Jacksonville. What a weird little matchup here at Jacksonville. I'm going to take the Chargers.
I am taking Jacksonville. Houston at LA Rams. Ah, poor Houston.
They win one, they lose one.
But then they lose Deshaun Watson.
MLS, they're in soccer, they advanced as well. So what a weird city. But that sucks because we were just praising. I think we're responsible.
I think so.
Like we almost put him up there with Carlos.
Oh,
I'm gonna take. I'm gonna take the Rams.
Hot in here.
Yeah, it's.
So who are you taking?
I'm taking the Rams.
Rams. I am too taking the Rams.
Okay.
Dallas at Atlanta. What is wrong with Atlanta? Talk about.
I'm telling you, even if Atlanta was firing on cylinders, I told you the Cowboys they found momentum. I'm going with the Cowboys. It's going to be really tough for me moving forward to not pick them.
I'm not going to lie to you.
Of the season.
I think Atlanta is due for one. They just are.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I'm going to take Atlanta.
It's an interesting game.
New York Giants at San Francisco.
Pass. Doesn't matter. Can we just
talk about it?
Can we just
somebody's got to win this game, right?
Can we just call it a win for both of us? Yeah. Like, come on, man. The Giants at San
Let's paper, rock, scissors real quick.
Okay, paper, rock, scissors.
If we get it right on the first one, we'll just take the same team.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
I'll take San Fran, and so will you.
Yes,
all right.
I will. Thank you.
New England versus Denver.
New England versus Denver.
What happened at Denver?
Yeah, I really thought that they wouldn't have as big of quarterback struggles as they've been having. I'm going to take the Patriots.
I so badly want to take Denver because of Osweiler. Because I'm such a big fan of the guy. But I'm going to take my bigger crush, Tom Brady. Miami at Carolina in the Monday Nighter to finish off Week 11.
I am going to take Carolina on that one.
Carolina... You know what? I so badly want to take Minnesota. You know what I really hope? That it snows in Carolina and then Miami's all the players are on the ground just snorting, thinking that it's all cocaine on the ground and stuff like that. So
that's amazing.
You know what? I'm going to join you. So we have enough of a differential that we are going to have a winner this week. It's not a problem. I can't wait to take you down. I can't wait to take the lead in this. This is going to be so good.
So bad.
So good. So good. This is so wicked.
I just hate you. I really do, Lord Mitch.
I wanna because we don't get enough time sometimes to talk about. Actually, we didn't even talk about it earlier. Let's quickly go over the metrics. Why don't you tell us where we are?
We're chasing the big guy. We're chasing Joe Rogan.
Yeah,
he's at 40,400 plus followers.
Sounds like he fell a bit.
It's not that he's falling. It's that we're hot on the trail.
Boy.
And we're gaining.
What are we gaining?
And right now, we are at 29 Podbean followers.
Boom!
And we're coming right after you. We're coming right after you, Joe Rogan. We got downloads. You know where we got it? Costa Rica, I mentioned before.
Yeah, we've done that.
You know where else we got it download?
Where we got one?
God save our gracious queen, the United Kingdom. Wow.
Conor McGregor is a follower? Or I don't get it.
No, we got a download from the UK.
Awesome.
And I know who it is. And it's a guy, if you want to follow him, it's at The Fight Guru. This guy reports on all things boxing. Yeah. You've got him on the Twitter feed. If you want to know what's happening in the boxing world, this guy, he's engaged. He's up to date. He's active. He's following us. I had a quick chat with the guy, too, just over the Twitter messaging. He's a
Awesome.
super fan. I'm a fan of his too. We're a fan. He's. I'm telling you, if you want to know what's up to date with boxing, it's worth it to follow at The Fight Guru.
Oh, sweet, man.
So yeah, we got. We're hot on the trail, man.
Buddy, we'll get him. We're gonna catch him.
We have such good things planned coming up, Mitch. That nobody, Lord Mitch, excuse me.
That's okay.
That nobody knows what's coming. Nobody knows what's coming. In a few weeks, we're going to unveil something massive for Real Locker Room Talk. Okay? Massive stuff. And also, the YouTube channel is coming very, very
soon.
quickly.
Yes,
and I don't think people know what's happening.
After I heard about this P. Dewey guy, this YouTube thing it's got to take, right?
Yeah. But we can't make 7.5 mil.
Wow.
Not you.
No, I mean you
I'm
can.
okay.
I'll be okay with 4.
We'll make sure you get a pension or something like that.
I also wanted a quick shout out to my little buddy Stavros. I've told you we're a community-based podcast.
Yes.
But international as well, based out of whatever. But I wanted to say a shout out to the Trails West Novice 1 White team for winning the B final or the bronze medal. See, this is what I'm talking about, the killer thing. This is what I'm talking. So they call it the B winning final, but it's a bronze. I'm confused.
That's not a final. That's third place.
That's what I say, but apparently they call it the B final. So
I feel bad because we're.
But if you've ever met Stavros, Stavros is a killer. Stavros is a natural born killer, man. He will take down anybody. I'm actually scared of that kid.
He's going to be a killer with the ladies too.
Yeah, he's got some great hair.
Oh my goodness, he's got good hair. His brother's got good hair. The whole family's good looking.
Really good look, except for the father.
Yeah, the father. He's a tough sell.
He's a tough sell.
Yeah, actually, a lot of time when we know the father, I just dream of him repeatedly because we play hockey together, just smashing himself into the boards
That'd be
over
great.
and over again.
That would be fantastic.
Yeah,
That'd be nice.
He's not the best.
And I heard you also have a buddy that's doing a nice thing.
Actually, you know what? We all know the month of November is Movember, and we know that people raise awareness for prostate cancer.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so on and so forth. It's a really good cause, and we have one of our followers. And you can follow him at DJan. So that's DEEJAAN_ on Twitter. You can follow him on Facebook. We're going to post on our Facebook channel, or our Facebook page, and all our channels, the link if you want to sponsor him. He's growing his mustache for Movember.
He looks very dapper.
He's very dapper. Very good looking guy. Very dapper. Very good guy. He does it every year. And we also want to say on the air that at DJan, Real Locker Room Talk is definitely going to send something your way as well.
Absolutely.
Because it's a good thing. This is men's awareness for prostate cancer. As men, the scope of our show, we like to keep things in our locker room, and sometimes it's good to take it outside.
If you're around that 40, get your ass checked, right?
Yeah. Take a finger in the ass like I've been doing on NFL Pick'em.
Exactly. So I think that's it for this week. Fun time. I thank you for letting me tie you this week. I know you've been nice, but now I'm just going to take it. You're welcome. You're welcome. But thank you very much, everyone. Thanks to Jeff and everyone at Alchemy and Zach. I know we haven't talked about Zach a lot. Next week we gotta
kind of lost on the Zach train a little. Yeah, we did.
I gotta give you some insight. You should have heard what he was saying earlier. 5 more. That's it.
That's it.
Oh no.
Well, we might. Zach, you better get followers for us because we'll give you a job.
Yep.
Don't go back. We'll give you a job.
Apparently, I'm not going to take all my money, so it's half is yours.
There's room in the budget.
There's room in the budget.
Mitch is going to work off Rachel Notley's minimum wage. He'll be okay. Anyways, be sure to follow us on our channels. Please download the Podbean app because it gives you automatic updates when we load it on at Real Locker Room Talk on Instagram and Twitter. And, of course, our Facebook page, Real Locker Room Talk. Exciting things coming ahead. But until those things come, we're going to hit the showers.
Look at that. Almost exactly 1 hour.
Whoa.